Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today it's time to get back to the world of The Walking Dead. This is Daryl Dixon, Season 3, Episode 1. I really like the way Season 2, the finale, left off, so I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Yeah, a lot of great storylines in Season 2, and they left us with some pretty heavy stuff. Light as well. We got to see Laurent hopefully headed to a better place. Hopefully they can make it there. So it was a mix of kind of optimism for what lies ahead, but also some pretty severe anxiety for what Daryl and Carol are going to find themselves in. So really pumped to see where Season 3 goes.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how Season 3 goes here as well. As we all know, Season 2 had an interesting ending with them walking through all of that mess and then fade to black. So, I don't know. Let's see how wacky we can get in Season 3 here. Let's go!
Wanu.
All right, back to it.
I have my dead, and I have let them go. R.M.
Rilke.
You know, one thing that this entire series has gotten right is the massive world shots.
Yeah. Beautiful shots of this country here.
I'm staring at that can since the tunnel.
Think they're still good?
Probably not.
I don't even remember my last hot dog.
Ugh.
Canned dogs.
Or, to trade if we ever find anybody.
You're heating those up over a fire? I'm sure they'd be good.
Maybe they're all in some safe zone somewhere.
No walkers neither. Weird.
Steering wheel's on the wrong side.
Huh.
It's your car, Quinn.
Your shoulder okay?
Little Cooper.
Yeah. Max didn't go in too deep.
Call back.
Okay.
Well, not even call back, picking right up.
Yeah, I thought he saw his brother. The back guano messing with your head.
I guess that's why they call it batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
it's like they're answering all of our questions.
Now all we do is run and fight. And ain't no way to live. You ever think about that?
Interesting, all the callbacks to the characters' earlier days that we're getting in this series with Carol and now with Daryl.
Keep thinking about how far away from home we are.
You said it was hard being there?
Without you, yeah. But after everything, now I'm really ready to get back.
Yeah, me too.
We used to speak English here.
Cillian Murphy gonna show up?
Right?
Different world.
In at night or shot on sight.
That's a hell of a sod off. That's how you know you're in the UK. Oh, the old tank, kind of a callback.
That was interesting.
Season 1, Episode 1.
God, the scenery they're doing such a good job with it.
What was it? Hey, dumb. Is that what or is it different?
Yep.
All right, new intro.
Yep. We are in jolly old England.
This is a cool intro. Whose idea was this?
Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, it always makes me nervous when you go walking for that long without any contact, any walkers.
Mind the squid.
Whatever.
Oh, we got one. Is that the doctor?
Stuck in a telephone booth. A double reminder of how long it's been, right?
Oh, that's been a while. I don't think you want to proceed forward.
Yeah, the more noise they start making, they're going to start drawing them all in. Oh,
Getting them
there
all
it
worked
is.
up.
Do you see how many were behind
shit,
him?
A lot.
Look at that.
Oh.
I don't think arrows are going to do much here.
Yeah.
We need Michonne. Well, good thing none of these are variants.
Oh, you just dropping your crossbow? He threw it down like it meant nothing to him.
That was interesting. You got to clear these guys before he comes back and gets it.
Wait. Did someone take out that walker? Could have shut the doors.
Come on, Carol. We need this.
Imagine if 5 minutes into the first one, he caught an ankle bite and had to chop off his leg.
5 minutes into Rick Grimes.
And your crossbow's outside.
Well, I'm guessing somebody's going to find that and they'll meet up with them later.
You forgot this.
You all right?
This reminds me of when they were in the high-rise building looking for Beth. Oh,
I'm surprised that chandelier's still hanging.
and then that's Daryl and Andrea when they were in the woods.
Yeah, people wouldn't have had any idea of knowing, when the end was near. If they did that, they'd...
Man, these are some massive rooms. And the placement of everything, too.
Oh, it's more of them ninja walkers.
I really thought he was just throwing them out the window.
Oh,
All these ninja walkers.
all waking up.
I love it.
At the cricket bat.
There you go. Good enough. Yep, back to the candy.
Not sure if that's going to...
Freeze them.
Now we're going to get a nice view here.
Yeah.
Now this almost is kind of like Last of Us. Obviously not in this location, but...
Oh, wow. They got all riled up. Where the hell were all of them before?
I mean, they would have started coming from...
I mean,
shit.
the streets were empty before.
Okay, so they stayed.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, where are you going to go?
Yeah. It's a little binoculars.
It's got to be another entrance or exit to that building somewhere. You
Haven't moved.
have to create a diversion.
Yep.
Says it's high in iron. That's something.
Those Scots. Those sucks.
Jeez, Daryl.
The walkers aren't going away. Ideas?
You can break out. Dawn, you up for that?
At least we go down fighting.
Well, I know where her head's at on that one.
I thought you were saving that for a special occasion.
Why not
Right
now?
now.
Our last meal isn't a special occasion. I don't know what is.
I mean, we got to get a fire going, right?
Yeah, let's see what kind of shape these dogs are in.
Hi. Hi.
Oh, being
Look.
signaled.
Or just grab the whole mirror. Look at that.
It's just the sun.
Yeah, maybe.
Sleep on the dogs? Okay, I'll get the beer.
All right, well, they got purpose now. And were we really supposed to believe as an audience in episode 1 it was...
Like, well, we're not going to make it out of
over.
here.
Could you imagine, like... oh, never mind. I was literally going to be like, can you imagine, like, just sleeping with a sense of security in that world? Like, how valuable that is? And then all of a sudden, the footsteps come. Too soon, Junior.
Hey, quit making all this noise.
Whoa, hi.
Hey, Stephen Merchant.
Is he repelling?
Julian Chamberlain. No relation to the former Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain. It's an obscure reference. Hungry?
No way he makes it out of this episode alive.
So where'd all the people go?
You're looking at him. I'm out.
Whoa.
You're looking at the last Englishman in England. I haven't seen another person in, oh God, many years.
Years?
Squid?
Plate and cup of Rosie Lee, tea, teapot lid, quid, squid.
Okay.
And the squid led you to us?
Like a hunter follows hounds to a fox. Honestly, I had to go all the way to Oxford Street, climb to the top of Centre Point, just to serpentine my way down there. God, I missed the tube.
I was wondering about the rooftops.
We sealed it off to protect ourselves from Europe. Things were manageable for a while,
Holy shit. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
until they weren't.
Squid got
So
out
they
of
weren't.
control.
Humans too.
Yep, we've seen that.
First no one could get in, and then no one could get out.
Did you ever try?
Yeah, my mates and me. But when the last of them got killed, I figured must be the same everywhere.
Well, he wasn't far off.
You got any more of that good stuff?
Oh,
Hey, boat.
there we are, sir.
Thank you.
My lady,
Milady?
what shall we drink to next?
Sleep.
You know, There's life in America. Could all go together.
Or you could stay here. Plenty of rabbit. Have you been to Buckingham Palace? You could sleep in the Queen's bed. Might even see her wandering about. Her Majesty of the Mollusks.
That's where do you keep your boat?
Oh, Daryl just being direct.
Yep.
Sounds really wonderful here.
Oh, no, it is wonderful here.
Oh,
We have a world too. There's no zebras or palaces, just people. They're waiting for us to come back. That's what makes it home.
Yeah, this guy named Rick Grimes is back there too.
Don't you want somebody to miss you?
Do you even know how to sail?
How do you think we got here?
Oh, Carol doing her bullshitting again.
Meet me out front
Out front?
tomorrow, 10 a.m.
How are we supposed to know when it's 10?
Oh, you'll know.
Oh boy,
is he gonna
clear a
play?
path.
He's gonna play bells somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Yep.
It's got to be 10 o'clock already, right?
Probably bailed.
Maybe we were too hard on him.
Big Ben over there.
Parliament, Big Ben.
Ding ding.
There we go.
Yep.
Bells on the clock tower there. Episode 1. Hey, we got a boat. Dude's gonna get offed. No way this is gonna happen.
That was Benjamin. Big Ben. Taught myself to operate over the years. To keep the squid busy for a spell.
All right, what's all that?
Food, supplies.
That's how they all got there.
Yeah, everything else we need is already stored up front in the stern. The stern is at the back of the boat. Yep, opposite the pointy end.
You guys, no clue what you're doing, do you?
You aren't sailors, are you?
It's been a while.
Real fast learners, huh?
Oh, this isn't good, is it? This is... Always wanted to be. Couldn't even get through the Royal Naval College. One wrong decision, I get you killed. How about we forget I ever mentioned a boat?
All those you went to school with, they're all squid. You ain't. You're the last man standing.
Boom.
We'll follow your lead.
Build them up.
We'll be
There you
all
go.
Can you imagine? It's just we're gonna sail across the ocean and
be
hope
scary.
that you land
How hard could it be?
somewheres in the continental North America.
Well, I mean,
Ish.
between North America and South America, you got good odds.
Not far from here, it's built on the Thames
Oh boy.
River.
Aye, aye.
Oh, he got his crossbow back. Okay.
And his Morning Star.
Yeah.
And,
And
his
some
bolt. It's called a bolt if it's for a crossbow there, Dave.
The stern. That's the
Pretty-
back.
Pretty sure he's not
That's
walking into
the-
a store asking for a bolt.
That's the fucking boat to go across the ocean with.
What do you think when he said a sailboat?
I don't know. A sailboat slightly larger to go
They'll
across.
be fine. It's calm seas.
This is your average. No, I don't even want to insult it like that, but this is what most folks have for a sailboat, Dave.
Man, I know a lot of it might be CGI, but again, Daryl Dixon has knocked the scenery out of the park like they always do.
This guy just said a lot of it might be CGI, dude.
Well, but they still have to do it. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like there's practical inside the house, and here we're outside.
I know. It's all. Oh, this is all CGI,
That was
which they
interesting.
still did a really good job with.
Well, not all, because they are actually on location for some of this.
Yeah.
Well, right. But I just mean when you have a city that's all.
Long navigation. That course was the final straw for me.
Just sail west.
We're exactly where we're supposed to be. The wind keeps up. We'll make North America in 11 to 17 days. Whoa!
There's no way we're.
In that fucking vault across the look, I don't know fuck all about sailing, so I don't know. Maybe you
Yeah,
can't
there's
go
guys who've crossed it like in paddle boats.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is.
Guinness
That
World
would happen
Records,
in
yeah.
this. Assuming there's no, like,
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, assuming you don't get
Monsoons,
the big
typhoons,
huge
yeah.
waves.
Dude,
yeah.
I've never seen the movie The Perfect Storm, but I remember seeing trailers where there's like a million foot wave. Million.
Well, it seems like it's okay.
Million foot wave, dude.
Is your expectation that happens every single night?
Oh, it looks like it's getting pretty fucking sketchy out there right now.
They got Moana to help them.
Well, now we got solemn music playing.
Now,
What was that? Now here's some good old CGI for you.
you made it back home?
Well, Sure he did.
It probably made Ash and Laurent just crash into the ocean with their plane.
Well, they got to land in Greenland again with the two ladies.
You know, back at the
They're
tunnel,
donezo.
it felt so real. It was like she was coming to tell me it was okay to let it go. All of it.
She's finally sharing it. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about what comes next moving forward. Do I sound nutty?
We're going to have a bad storm and dude's going to fall overboard.
I'm happy for you.
Dude ain't making it to America.
Finally, we get an actual peaceful moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a moment.
Folks, let Oak
at
know
that.
some of the smaller craft that have sailed across the ocean, please.
Educate this guy, folks.
The Not Alone. I love the... Oh, shit. How about when the wind dies down?
I'm still better on scotch.
How did they sail before engines?
Worked my whole life, saving every penny, thinking I'd set myself up before I found someone to share my life with. And just when I felt ready, the squid came, and there was no one left to find.
I love that he calls them the squid.
Better than toe tags.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved. You have the blues, we have Tennyson.
I'll take the blues. Maybe you'll find someone in America.
What's the thing with sailing?
It's Poison. I won't forget you. That line it's from. Brett Michaels coined that term, 1987. It's better to lost. Oh, I don't want to get us copyrighted here. Sorry. Oh, here comes the storm, fellas. Straight.
Storm coming.
Storm's coming. I don't know what you're gloating about.
I'm not gloating. There's not a proud fiber in me right now.
Your smile said otherwise.
The CGI's getting pretty rough here.
Oh!
Julian, you okay?
Oh, he's going to be in rough shape.
Come on, let's get inside.
I hope he shared some info before that hit. Off screen.
Yeah.
Hit by a boom. Talk about an amateur mistake.
Save your strength.
I'll be fine.
Oh, about to get some Lieutenant Dan shit from Daryl here.
Feel better on the scotch.
Get on deck now. Keep her into the wind like I should.
Yeah, you gotta kind of help out there, Carol.
Just right up there if we need anything.
You calm and bugger on, yeah?
See if you keep her into the wind, it can't
Put
tip
it
you
in the
over
wind.
sideways. I've seen shows on with boats before. You want to go into the wave and not get hit by the wave sideways.
It's getting stronger!
It's fucking worse.
Glad I found you!
Nothing's gonna happen.
And nothing's gonna stop us now.
Just saying, if it does, you know?
It ain't.
Look, we got Poison, we got Starship.
Yeah! With a fucking hot dog!
Is that Carol's first F-bomb? I think it might be.
It's the first or second.
Oh, look at this shit, boys! I'll be smooth sailing all the way from the UK to North America.
Well, we didn't say it would be. We're saying there can be, and it's not a storm every single night.
Yeah.
But
Well, we got
all those pros out there, let us amateurs.
about to get some Robinson Caruso. Is it Robinson Caruso? Robin Caruso? What's family Robinson?
Probably should know, but I plead the fifth.
We're gonna get some story about people. Oh no!
Horse. Oh, we did a giant circle all the way back.
Yep.
Damn it.
What's that back over in the corner there?
It's like a lighthouse.
You referring to that, Dave, right there?
No.
The staircase?
No, no, dude. Way back in the back. Way back.
That looked like a lighthouse.
Yeah, just wasn't sure if it was a statue of sorts.
Well, of course.
Thanks, sunshine.
If you get a bunch of logs and put it in front of it, you can roll it back into the.
Oh, God.
You okay?
Oh. Yeah, there's three of you.
Yeah, your worst nightmare.
Hit the one in
Hit
the
the
middle.
one in the middle.
I got clocked in the head with something.
Well, this means he's donezo.
Yeah.
Where's Julian?
Gotta find him, but it's kind of hard to move.
He's dead in the boat. Ugh, he's a squid.
Maybe he's just sitting there with a cocktail in his hand.
We knew that guy was done.
Well, let's hope it's tea, cocktail, whatever. There's no more purpose for him since the boat's down.
Maybe he's lost at sea. That was very suspenseful.
I love all of a sudden Carol's just like, whatever about Julian. I'll just go over here. After all that care she...
Well, Julian was doing just fine till he hooked up with our crew. He was just going around England, climbing buildings. Everything was fine.
Yeah, just by himself, living life.
Hangs out with our crew. A couple days later.
Dead.
You hear that?
Carol's going to see 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Carol. Back up. He's a walker now.
Julian!
Shit.
Oh, yeah. He's a squid.
Yep.
Oh, that's an ugly one.
They did
too.
some good work on Steven here. All right, run, Carol. Yeah, she's a little weak still. I was kind of hoping.
That's what happens.
Well, I guess if our crew can't destroy, a community, destroy some lives.
I like the duct tape around his ankles for protection from the squids. That was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll reach America.
They might.
Out of here. Take this sailboat across the ocean. What could go wrong? Fucking hell. At least we got our hot dog.
Oh, hot dogs have been a theme.
Drink something, warm me up.
I'm okay.
You really need some rest with that concussion.
Fix a boat and get them stranded. It's freezing out here.
Apparently, they've never seen Gilligan's Island.
How bad is...
Oh, but it's fine.
Stop.
Is it her shoulder again? Oh.
She get...
I didn't take a look.
No, come on.
Stop it.
Dude, if this is a bite.
No, it's not a bite. She just...
There's metal in there.
Okay.
It's gonna have to come out.
What? No.
Oh, we're going to get in a bad infection.
Stay right here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Carol, you know better.
No. Well, that'll work.
Honestly, this boat has quite a bit of...
Oh, absolutely it does.
A
Full
little bit of
supplies.
everything they need. Was that Everclear?
Oh, ooh, it's like a big old nail or something.
Probably had a good amount of rust.
Yeah.
Oh, it's infected. I'm gonna have to cut some stuff out.
Stuff and things, Lori.
I have to sterilize it.
This is going to hurt.
Oh, please, just make it fast.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
I don't know if that would really... I'd be worried about my teeth, being in the apocalypse. Good sound design.
Yeah.
Hang in there.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is going to be so
need to
nasty.
Some really rusty needle nose pliers to get out this rusty nail.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like that was the head of a nail.
Yeah, it looked like an old...
Hard work's over. Good job.
Oh, he said he had to cut some stuff out. All he did was pull
I think
the metal.
before he pulled it out, he kind of cut away with a knife a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Well, how are they going to get out of this shitty predicament?
Well, and how far do you go from the boat that has all the food and supplies?
What the
Oh, this. Please tell me he's seeing things.
I don't think he's seeing things.
Looks like Falsa Doom, Conan the Barbarian. Two snakes coming together.
What is this now?
Holy shit, this is so badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be loading up.
There.
They are looting.
I mean, you take everything, the ropes, the material from the sails, you literally just clear out the whole boat.
And like Julian said, there was basically everything in there for a rainy day.
Yeah. Trashed everything else. You okay? Stay right there.
He's going to need some antibiotics.
We just find some food.
Pretty lucky that they didn't see the fire
That
on the way
wound,
out there or the smoke.
Yeah, give me that.
Honestly, they probably didn't even care. They just wanted the stuff.
So did
Well, now we know there's people.
do we drift north and go to one of the Scandinavian countries?
Oh, here we go. We'll find out.
Go to Spain.
Close together.
We drifted south, landed in Spain.
It's not how you spell Mexico.
Welcome to Spain, amigo.
We really didn't get very far, did we?
I hear a ribbon on there. Oh, let's go.
We didn't get very far, did we?
New.
What a line. Probably the line of the show.
Wait, didn't we? We knew though that this season was supposed to take place in
Yeah.
Spain,
Yeah.
right? So
We've been waiting here for a while. We'll check it out. Come on.
that seems like an awfully convenient shelter.
Well, they're at some kind of
It's a little rundown.
park or
It's a little rundown.
It's fine. It's throbbing. The shoulder stings, too.
Well, I had to cut you up a little.
now we get the pullback shot and we see more.
Oof, out of the good stuff.
I'm so sleepy. Mm.
Well, we stay awake for a little while until your head clears up.
Oh, my head is clear.
Not good to sleep on a concussion, but
Oh,
Found a fight in me I didn't know I had.
Maybe both.
Let's keep doing that. Let's keep never giving up.
Hot dog's teeth.
come on, you two.
I spy with my little eyes on something red.
How's she supposed to see that?
You know, I can't.
I guess she could have just went like that and then looked at her hand. Is she hearing that or?
This could be what sometimes is depicted in film and television as a dream sequence. It's basically what it is. It's not real. It's like you're inside their dream.
thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
Damn, this is some dream sequence.
This doesn't
They just
appear to
cut
be. This doesn't appear to be a dream sequence, though. This appears to be the demise of this cute fuzzy rabbit. Which,
Oh, we got vehicles.
what do we got here? Is it a Unimog? I bet they would have Unimogs.
No, what would they have in Spain?
I don't know.
Well, now.
Military vehicle.
Yep,
So,
pretty well equipped.
well, did we see any sort of armory on it?
Carl, stop wandering off.
I don't know if I'd be yelling with that thing that Hummer just drove by.
Well, they could be good guys.
Holy shit.
This season, well, we won't watch that.
Yeah, we'll stay away from any kind of spoilers here.
No trailer. Zero trailer.
Too late. Already saw something wildly awesome.
Well, folks, we are back. And I, for one, look, I was a little skeptical about, okay, where are we going to go from here? Where are things going? But I think it's easy to have that skepticism when you're so far removed from season 2. And I got to say, coming back here, season 3, episode 1, they got me. I'm hooked. Look, everything that made the first 2 seasons really good of Daryl Dixon, to me, they hit in this episode. And the biggest thing for me, and I know we talked about it before, but it always felt like the Daryl Dixon series felt like it was a little bit more artistic, I guess, if I can use the word, and the way they do the shots, the way they do the scenery, it just feels different than all the other spin-offs and even the main show felt, at least to me. So I'm glad that we got that. Again, massive shout out to everybody who does the CGI, the practical effects, the set design. You guys crushed it this episode. Everything looked wild, especially in these buildings, which the thing that I found interesting about the buildings, particularly in, England or Spain or really anywhere in Europe, is the age of them. And so many things were made out of stone, which means that they've not only been around for thousands of years prior, but they are built to last. And I think that gives you a very unique way to kind of keep walkers and squids at bay, just because you've got stone walls. They're not getting through stone walls, whereas, things like drywall and wood will start to deteriorate after many years like we have here, but that stone is going to be there. So I thought that was really nice. I thought they might lean into that a little bit more with the time that they were in England. But they did enough of it that I was pretty happy with. We saw our new character, Julian. Thanks for your service. What happens when our crew gets around new people? Hey, you were doing just fine for years into the apocalypse. You're rappelling around London and going from rooftop to rooftop, staying safe. You were the last Englishman in England. Well, you hang out with our crew for a couple of days and you're donezo, and that's typically how it works. But
in fairness, so we've seen Falou and some others that met our crew that survived. So in fairness, some do, but sometimes when we know.
Their communities normally take a beating when our crew comes around. But I did like the introduction of the Julian character. I thought that was fun. We're always skeptical in the world of The Walking Dead. Do we trust this guy? Do we not? And I think Daryl and Carol had some of that same skepticism. But I really did like the dialogue between those three on the couches, the back and forth. I liked how Carol was kind of reverting back to her normal, okay, I'm going to put the mask on and I'm going to start with the bullshit. And Daryl's kind of looking over at her like, oh, we're doing this again. And he was a lot more direct. So I liked the back and forth that they had with Julian. To me, that was a lot of fun. And I'll just call it real quick. The scenery in this show is one of the characters, I think. Anybody who's seen The Revenant, that's a movie that I've saw and enjoyed. The scenery was such a part of the movie, and I think that's the situation here as well. They do such a great job of transporting you there. The talk that the one-on-ones we had were real interesting. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I felt like we had about 3 different one-on-ones with the characters. We had Daryl talking to Julian, kind of amping him up a little bit, like kind of, hey, you can do this. And, he talking about the past and all the guys who didn't make it. We had the one-on-one with Daryl and Carol on the boat talking about, things that they would get through. Is this the end? And Carol had kind of a real, I don't want to say defeatist attitude in this one, but one where I thought, because she had the moment with Sophia in the tunnels, it was almost like, and I don't know, maybe I'm taking this wrong, but I thought like Carol was being like ready to, if I punch out here, I'm fine with it. It was kind of the vibe that I got.
Well, she was taking on a logistical scenario, a realistic scenario, that we saw that entire street flooded. They made it seem like no matter where they go, that was pretty much flooded with a lot of people. And Julian almost pretty much confirmed that, right? Because he said, we brought them in. First, you couldn't get in, then you couldn't get out.
Yep.
So basically creating that defense mechanism, so to speak. So when Daryl's like, well, we could bail in the morning. Carol wasn't going to say no to it, but she was like, oh, so we're going to go in that. Like,
yep.
All right, well, we're pretty much, I would be saying the same thing. All right, so should we have this as our last meal? And then same with on the boat. I mean, if you take Dave's stance through that whole thing,
It was never going to happen.
She was thinking kind of the same thing, like, well, this is probably it. So I just want to at least get a few words out while we're still alive. And again, playing a worst case scenario that really could have happened, and they're, of course, lucky.
Yep.
It didn't happen, because that could have happened pretty easy out there. So that's how I kind of
but it's just
took that.
With everything that our crew has been through, and that's the tricky part of the show, right? They've been through so many different things. They've overcome so many obstacles that I think it was important to have the moment with Carol and Sophia in the tunnel, because otherwise it would be very out of character for Carol to act the way she did and to be essentially okay with this, and not okay with it being the end, but kind of being a realist and accepting the possibility. Whereas before, like, it didn't matter if it was Negan or the Alpha and her crew or the governor, there was always a way. And they always looked at us, there's always a way we can get out of this. Here, I thought it was a different take for Carol's character, and I liked it.
Well, again, there's those you could fight out of. Here,
well,
Dave's point,
they
how
have
the fuck are you going to fight out of a windstorm in an ocean?
Well, right, but...
And then that whole, we'll just say moat, because that's basically what it was. How are you going to fight out of hundreds of walkers and expect
You go rooftop to rooftop like Julian did.
With what, though? Were you going to want him to be Superman?
No, they had his gear. Julian got
but
there.
No, prior though, she was saying that stuff prior to him getting there.
Right. But I'm just saying we've seen them overcome some ridiculous things, and again, it was an interesting turn for Carol's character, and like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I'm just saying it was very different for her to act this way.
Yeah, you started off by saying I was a little skeptical. That's how I felt when they decided to take a sailboat across the ocean. Now, look, guys, I'm not any kind of sailing expert. I wonder what ChatGPT says would be the minimum length sailboat that somebody could sail from the UK to America with. When I kick it over to Diamond Dave, maybe I'll see what the interwebs has to say about it, because I'm skeptical.
I want to hear from the professionals.
I know, but look at it.
Real people.
ChatGPT is great for answering certain things.
Or you bots. If bots, you have some information.
The bots. Look, it was a little much for me that the three of them were going to sail that thing from the UK. And they didn't. It was like maybe they talked about it off screen. Hey, what are the chances of surviving? Because I mean, look, we saw them take a very small plane.
Yep.
But from the UK to Greenland, we looked up the possibility of that, and if you had a full fuel tank and kept it light, maybe. Sail from the USA to Spain. For a realistic transatlantic voyage from the USA to Spain, most sailors choose a boat between 35 and 45 feet. While the Atlantic has been crossed in much smaller vessels, Science Range offers an optimal balance of safety, comfort, and manageable handling.
And that's the internet. So you can cut that in half, and you can do it in the.
They literally said it has been crossed in much smaller vessels. So there's your point. The internet, So okay, what to expect in smaller boats? Scroll. This is all very. Where is it? We're going to learn together what to expect.
The show. Let's talk about boats.
Well, no, because this is a huge part of the show. It's going to be cramped and slower speeds, more challenging conditions.
5'4"
record holders have crossed the Atlantic in boats as small as 5'4".
So it's completely doable.
Wow. Yep. I honestly, I had no idea. When you think about crossing the ocean, a well-maintained, stoutly built 35-foot boat with a prepared and skilled crew is far more realistic than an Atlantic crossing in an ill-equipped 50-footer. So it's about having trained people and a boat that's practical. And that is important to me, and that's the beauty of the internet and being able to look this stuff up. Because as I'm watching, I don't know shit about sailing, right? I know nothing about sailing. And I see that boat, and you think about the vastness of the ocean and the freight liners and these big cruise ships and your Titanics and all that shit that cross the ocean. And I'm like, this rowboat isn't making,
over 25?
Yeah, right. But so we learned that you can absolutely do it in a boat like this. And this is where I am learning watching the show. Although it seems like such a gigantic risk, though, is what it seems like to me. But if they're trying to get back to America, I mean, how did Daryl get over there on a big freight liner? Basically,
well, he jumped, it blew up.
Yeah.
He blew up.
And then Carol got over there on the plane. So it's not. Look, there's not a lot of commercial travel options in this world.
You open the door, you risk your life.
It seemed like it was out there, but as we have learned, it's not completely unrealistic. So there's that. As far as their options being in that building, you're in a bad spot. And I immediately thought back to, actually, wasn't it when we played Telltale Walking Dead that you had to ring the bell across the city to clear out?
I think it was
in Telltale.
I think so.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, they're going to ring the bell, and people are going to go, and that's how they're going to do it. So that worked. That was cool. It was really cool. Mason Quinn, I agree with you. They've done a great job with the set design and the scenery and stuff like that. Look, and of course it's CGI, but I think the really cool thing that they're doing is they're trying to give you this picture of what these cities would look like this many years later. And there was a show, I forget it was.
They're taking their time with the shots too.
Yeah.
They're really letting them breathe.
I forget what it was called. It was some show that, tried to predict what cities would look like, 20, 50, 80 years after humans. And it basically...
that was Life After People.
Life After People. And basically, the idea was that it wouldn't take that long for plant life to start taking things over, because all it takes in a building, you have like one smashed window in a building, and all of a sudden, every time it rains, the moisture, plants growing and stuff like that. And then, but really, really cool visuals. Look, a few spots of CGI when they're out on the boats, especially at night, where it felt very like I'm watching the movie Titanic from '97. But look, that shouldn't really. We joke about it because we're reactors, but it really didn't take anything away from the show. Overall, I really enjoy Norman Reedus, and look, Carol's character is phenomenal as well. So out of the entire Walking Dead universe, these are two people where I feel like you really have to go sideways with the story for me to get tired of seeing this. And I don't think they did. I think they did a good job. Carol finally talking about Sophia and letting it go, because that changes a lot for her character, because she's obviously held on to that as anybody would, losing a child, especially if you're blaming yourself the entire time. They're both staying optimistic about where Laurent is. Daryl didn't seem to talk too much about everything that happened in France, as far as friends and Isabel, and so that was interesting that we didn't bring that up. Very interesting where they landed. So we learned that they're in Spain, but we saw what looked to be some pretty nomadic tribesmen as far as their headgear, everything they were wearing. The riding of horses, I think, would be very, very expected. But it's curious that they're dressing in the fashion that they're dressing, and I wonder why that would be.
Well, especially with one scene, you had the guys out of Conan the Barbarian. Then the next scene, you got the guys in the
guys
Hummer.
in the Hummers and stuff like that.
And it makes sense that you would revert to what worked in the past when you have nothing modern.
Yes and no. I would think, and this is just thinking totally practically, I would think riding a horse with a helmet on that had big horns would just be uncomfortable and clunky, and they could fall off, and it wouldn't serve any practical
Intimidation.
purpose. It is very intimidating. You see it and you're like, oh shit. The one gripe that I do have, and it's not even the sailing part, because as we've learned, this is not something that's unfeasible, and taking risks is something that's come along with every season of the show and every spinoff. I was a little bothered by the fact that you had this whole crew, and if you scrub back, this whole crew of nomads, or whatever we're going to call them, is riding up, and they have a big enough size fire. And granted, they didn't show the direction that they were coming from, how they would have been able to see the fire or anything like that. But the fact that they came up on them and they had a fire going, and they didn't see that, and Daryl was able to quick throw just a rug over it. The smoke was done, everything was done. And they didn't see them even going over with the torch. Carol was making the noise. I mean, if you've ever been out at night when it's really quiet, now granted, maybe the crashing of the waves
the waves are going to hide
can make a lot of noise. But when you hear little things in the middle of the night, especially when it's quiet and you're freaked, it's like you hear a little squirrel running.
I think being that close to the water.
I mean, and these guys had their torches and
it's not that big of a fire.
Yeah, it's a pretty small fire behind the rock
behind them,
and the lamp and stuff. Okay, so from the direction they were,
and there's already smoke, steam coming off from the trees and everything. So they could have just
again, trying not to be too nitpicky. It threw me off that.
So where he's looking is off to the right. Yeah, that fire is behind.
They're behind.
The rock off to the left.
I see. When they're coming
see
back
all
out.
that mist or smoke or whatever it is.
Fog rolling in.
Yeah, it could be blended in
with. He
with
gets the crossbow ready to go toe to toe. It's an interesting twist. And the reason that I brought up, hey, maybe they went north and they're in some sort of Scandinavian country, is that it would make more sense to me. As far as the headgear and stuff like that, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm some sort of historian of Spanish culture, during medieval times or whatever. But in any regard, a great episode for me. I really like kind of where they're going. I know it seems like I was nitpicking a little bit there, but overall, The acting was phenomenal. I'm very intrigued with the storyline and where we go from here.
Yeah, I'll keep mine short and sweet here. They did some kind of weird flashback with Daryl. We saw a kid, so I'm kind of curious how much, or if we even get another touch of that. Where
That
that's
wasn't
gonna go.
that wasn't back when he was making the deal for gas, was it?
I don't remember where in here.
That's what it
either way,
seems
it's a
like.
flashback.
Yeah, before he left for England,
Yeah,
for
because
France.
I'm curious to see if we're going to get more of that. I'm glad Carol was able to talk about the craziness with the Guanu about Sophia, that it basically, helped her let it go on everything. So I'm glad she was able to open up to Daryl about that. Of course, on par for Daryl to not even talk about much of anything with Carol, which she kind of called him out on.
Yep.
And then he still kind of side-skirted that a little bit. So maybe that's the starting point for us to have deeper conversations between these two as the episodes go on. Or maybe we'll just stay on par with Daryl, just only maybe touching a quick base or side-skirting as we go. Carol was pretty beat up in here. I really thought too, like you guys, that was actually kind of like a nail, but it wasn't even, it was just a piece of whatever that
Rusted
was.
metal, yeah.
And he was able to fix her up right away. We did get introduced to some humans other than these two here.
Yep.
So I'm going to assume the folks in the Humvee and the folks that were in, like you guys said, with that, with the skulls and everything on the horses and torches, should we assume, this is just me speaking out loud, so no spoilers. I'm curious if it's two separate groups.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the
that we
guys
got
in
here.
the...
Or they're one and they have their crew that goes out and then the crew that just messes around.
I mean, the guys in the Humvee were all smiles when they were driving by. So, I mean, they do things for a reason on a show. And they said, hey, act this way when
Yep.
you're driving by. So that must be
Yep.
something.
And then Stephen Merchant, he was here for a hot second and then he was gone.
Yep.
Usually I do not care in the spinoffs and sometimes in the main show where we get introduced to a new character and they give us their Sabi backstory, right? Because everyone's got one in the apocalypse. But this one I didn't mind because it set up a tone for like, oh, I haven't seen anyone in years in that huge city. Yeah. And he was basically going rooftop to rooftop. And then he met his unfortunate demise in an attempt to find more people. And I wonder how many times he's actually even thought about making that or... Nope, I'm good trying to survive on my own. Yep. But either way, bravo. Yeah. Julian made it that far.
Needed a crew.
But again, this episode, not too high, not too low, kind of middle road for me. I'm hoping now that this one's out of the way, we start kind of ramping things up here as we go along. And I'm kind of curious to see if the crew ended up getting Carol or Carol went and hid. And that's kind of how we have this cliffhanger. But either way, an okay start for me so far. Looking forward to seeing where the story goes.
Yeah, set the tone. Well, and the other thing I did want to call out was the number of callbacks that I thought they had in here to earlier seasons. We commented on them as we went through, but I thought that was really well done. So go ahead, let me know, folks, in the comments how many callbacks, or at least maybe you thought they were callbacks that you saw in this episode. But Daryl Dixon is back. So for Diamond Dave,
well, we're catching up.
That's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. This was Bad Medicine. That was Daryl Dixon, season 3. We'll see you back here for the next one.
I don't know how much I'd be screaming out there with,
True.
crew we had around snooping around late last night.
These beauty shots they get.
Uh-oh, she's seeing
what is
things.
going on?
Oh, this is back at the... Oh, never mind. I thought she was going to be seeing things.
Oh, that's what she was hearing before in the little shack there.
Yep.
It's all fun and games until you see some creepy lady in the woods staring at you while you're trying to play make-out stakeout.
Oh, you blew it, buddy.
There he is.
Okay.
Shh, Daryl.
You all right?
Look, they're so perfect.
Apparently not. Dude said something wrong.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, hugging to hug it
It's
out.
okay now.
Uh-oh, something bad's about to happen.
We got a lot of stuff.
Don't.
I'll just take a little.
No, but
Take a little.
well, then what's that for?
Iceberger.
Wow, no, you're not doing that, Daryl.
No. Oh, they're hiding from him too.
Uh-oh.
Carol gonna try to draw him away? Nope.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised, but not surprised that Daryl was just going to be like, well, they're not going to put up a fight if I just take a little.
I'm just gonna go
Well,
grab
it's
a few
interesting that
things.
he was saying about taking stuff from them, but now if they're put in a bad situation, is he going to try to intervene at all?
Yeah. That's kind of his style.
And I'm saying that because look at how many times for them people have come up on him,
Yeah.
and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't threatening their lives, but
Hi.
just stay there.
You got to get lower.
Oh, shit. Got caught.
Hola chicos, ¿qué tal estáis? Venga, salid del agua. Venga, rapidito.
Well, you got all of our stuff. What do you need us for?
Llevaoslo todo, pero no nos hagáis nada, por favor.
Oh, bad move.
Déjalo, no es que son unos críos. Ya, pero que pueden hablar de nosotros. Juro que no diremos nada, iremos hacia el sur y temo que no podemos correr ese riesgo.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Oh, that was...
Well, there. Now you got free stuff.
Yeah, lots of stuff now. Probably a whole truck.
There's another one. This guy, he saw driving that Hummer.
Oh, jeez.
We are making a lot of noise, by the way.
Yeah. Creating enemies everywhere we go.
No habla español. English.
Thank you.
Christina.
Thank God you were here. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Oh.
What about a village? Is there a village nearby?
No.
Yes.
You don't look like you've been out on the road too long.
How you say manzana?
No tiene buena cara, Robert.
No podemos volver, Justina.
Nos han salvado la vida.
So tell us about this farm. Sounds pretty sweet.
Daryl.
A few kilometers that way, but it's bad there.
They do not welcome strangers.
They will if you take us.
It's not a good place.
Yeah, it's true, sir. What he says.
We'll take that chance.
Oh, these two are dead.
Where we come from, there is no hope for us.
There's no hope for her out here.
You don't understand. They will send her away and kill me.
Daryl, you've been to multiple places like this.
Everything you want, our water, have it all, but...
I'm not letting my friend die out here. Get up.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Start walking.
Well,
Holy
saved
shit,
him
Daryl.
from one situation, put him in another one, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they're both dead. They're not making it out of this episode.
Oh, the traps, too.
Yep.
Man, what a situation we're in. I know Carol's hurting, but is she really, like, on her deathbed here? To where...
Well, I mean, that's probably going to turn septic on her shoulder and is
That's
rusty
true.
on top of it.
Well, that's pretty secluded right there. Holy cow.
But he only wants for us to find a way to go again.
I really appreciate you doing this, even if it's not really your choice.
It's fine.
Where are you headed anyway?
See the world.
It's so great out there in the world.
It's not so great in there, either.
See, that's what's kind of baffling to me. Daryl's getting warned. Daryl's been through this multiple times, right? And I know he wants to heal Carol.
Yeah, for Daryl to be like, oh, this community will let us in and heal Carol. Like,
will they? It's run by a place. Fella calls himself the governor.
Yeah.
we have a guy. His name is El Negan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what if they would have caught Dwight Well, they did, fleeing the sanctuary. It's basically the same thing. They're kind of bringing them back.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Interesting.
La mujer no está bien, Paz. Necesita ayuda.
She needs help. She's hurt real bad.
Gustavo, déjales pasar.
Wrong Gustavo.
Yeah.
¡Abrid la puerta!
I was thinking someone else.
Oh, look at those spikes on the door. Nice attention to detail.
And what is this? Is this Sanctuary 2.0?
El Sanctuary.
Your Spanish is really paying off, Oak.
I had a few semesters in college, but it was many moons ago.
I do like that door detail, though. All that rebar.
Yep. At least it's not a walker's head. So I'm getting an okay vibe of this place. Seems pretty chill.
They just said it was very bad.
Maybe just for them.
This guy seemed
Oh, he looks like he's straight out of Red Dead Redemption.
¿Habéis traído unos desconocidos aquí?
Necesita ayuda. Por favor, tío Fede.
¿La han mordido?
No, naufragaron.
Baja el arma, amigo.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Daryl, what? 1 versus 20.
Right.
Come on.
Welcome to Solat del Mar.
And you're never leaving.
Si acabáis muertos, mi vida. ¿Te parece poco?
My name is Federico de Rivera. I'm alcalde, ¿cómo se dice esto en inglés? The mayor.
We can provide you with some supplies for the road.
Por favor, tío Fede.
A ver, mi vida, ¿dónde se van a quedar?
Pueden quedarse conmigo. We have room for you. Salvaremos a nuestros chicos, ¿no?
Oh.
Oh, is that the young man's father?
That should be enough to get la señorita healthy.
Thank you.
The mayor.
My name is Antonio. Come, follow me.
I wonder if he's got a guitar case. It's just a guitar.
It's just a guitar.
It's just a guitar. I see. Just a guitar.
What's dude's name in Oh, never mind.
You don't mean to be trouble.
No, it's
Is that a cat?
no trouble. Let me find disinfectant and bandages.
You don't need to borrow some tools if you take that boat.
Voy al pozo. Vengo enseguida. Luego hablamos.
Come on with the boat.
Maybe I help you fix your boat, and you help us to live again.
He's still
Take
trying to
us with
negotiate.
Who forced us back?
What is the La Ofrenda, I wonder, offering?
They won't let us be together.
Love.
Love.
The La Ofrenda.
It's a loteria, and it will come soon. We have no time.
She's going to get married off
Yeah,
to
somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Who wins
okay.
the lottery?
When I'm not with her, nothing is good. Do you know how that is? To feel that way, because my own father has forgotten.
Maybe he's just old enough to know that that ain't the only thing that matters.
Daryl's dropping some wisdom.
He is. The young man is heavy in love, and it's clouding his judgment, Oak. He's not thinking straight.
Oh, man, in this world, what do you got other than love, dude?
Survive.
What's love got to do with it? Tina said it best.
She did write
Faye?
a pretty... Oh, my...
Not even close, dude. Gonna guess that the mom is gone.
Yeah.
Well, Dad's forgotten, so...
Yeah. Call me Captain Obvious here.
Well, you know.
What does Daryl need a sledgehammer for the boat?
Gotta pound in some spikes, maybe.
How you feeling?
Look at him grilling.
Thanks.
I didn't see any cows around, did you?
Nope.
They probably have them out in a field somewhere, dude. Why you got to be so pessimistic? Well, maybe the law ofrenda is you offer yourself up to be a food source. Oh, boy.
It does look to be a pretty established community, though.
Yeah.
And also, Androyas, Lamprea, Percebes.
Very good there. Wow.
So you have what you need to fix your boat?
Yeah. Yeah, just about ready to patch it up.
Sure.
¿Todo bien?
El Alcázar. Están aquí.
Oh boy, who's showing up with the heavy equipment? I want half of everything you have.
Maybe they have to offer up young females to this group, and this group's going to take her away. Little ofrenda. Yeah, to El Guapo here.
Yeah. El Guapo. This is three amigos.
This is the convoy from El Alcázar, the last vestige of the Spanish monarchy.
Yep, that makes sense.
Once a year, they visit the northern villages, bringing gifts, offering protection. They say the alliance keeps us safe.
Daryl's like, I've been here before.
It's like sanctuary, huh?
Bienvenido, mi señor. ¿Cómo estás?
My liege.
Te traigo un regalo.
Except they don't take one person out. They just...
Liquor and medicine.
¿Dónde la tenéis, hijos de puta? ¿Dónde está mi hija?
Oh, yep.
Yep, they come and take a young lady every time.
¿Han traído una mujer?
Raro. Nunca había pasado.
¿Quién es ella?
Nuestra próxima reina, supongo.
Love the way the wind is
Yeah.
making this all very cinematic-ish and dramatic. Is that her sister?
That's the vibe I'm getting. Some kind of family.
Y celebraremos la ofrenda.
Que comiencen los preparativos. Las minas, los calzones, los lechones.
All right, Daryl.
Oh, so the young women. Yep, making it. Yep.
Tomorrow is la ofrenda. A girl is chosen and taken to El Alcázar.
Jeez.
Why taking?
To marry them off, they say. Who knows? We never see them again.
The thing we were running from.
His dad looks like he got the iron treatment on his face there.
Holy shit. How is his shoulder still intact?
Oh, Jesus.
I've never seen that before.
Vale.
Come on.
So it's just around his waist and his feet.
So it's almost like a reverse of the sanction. Well, not a full outright reverse, but
it's definitely similar.
It's a trade-off for a woman for
food, protection.
medicine, protection, all this stuff. Unreal.
Look what I found. 6 cans of beans.
Oh, they'll just let you have that?
Let's go with the hot dogs.
Yeah, Daryl doesn't seem too bothered about what's going on here. He's focused on getting home.
Roberto's upset. He wants to run away again.
I think it's best you stay out of that.
He'd be free if it wasn't for us.
No, they'd be dead.
Yep.
We made them come
Yeah.
back. I just think we owe it to them to help.
Oh, Carol. Oh, no.
We should get our asses back home.
Oh, God, with the sailboat.
What other option do they have right now?
Not that sailboat.
Well, I don't see any helicopters or jets flying
First
around.
storm with 3 people on board, and they washed up. The next second, hey, a second time's a charm, right?
Oh, maybe the weather will be better this time.
Maybe. All the way across the ocean.
It's only like 11 days. What could go wrong? Okay, so just confirmation, folks. We're not eating people. Just now we see animals.
¿Cuántos necesitamos? Otra vez son solo.
Demasiado colorete en las mejillas.
Oh, some of these families don't
Alba,
seem
la
like
falda
they're...
está un poco larga. Ahora te hago el dobladillo.
Oh, never mind. It's her that's...
She's nervous.
Esta es mi primera ofrenda. Mi madre está asustada.
Yeah, afraid you'll never see your child again.
I know, that's pretty brutal.
Laura, pendientes más bonitos. Parecéis unas princesas. Qué bonitas trenzas.
Todo es parte de la señora.
From my lady.
Bob?
If they're not sisters, then maybe potential former lovers.
Maybe sometimes it makes me a bad father. Because if you're worried about how you're doing, you must be doing it right.
That's a good line.
I'm the mayor.
En nombre de la niña. Y continuar así nuestra alianza.
Each pig is a ribbon with the girls' names.
Como en los viejos tiempos, que el Alcázar aún mantiene vivo y consciente. An older, better world that an Alcázar is keeping alive. El más rápido determinará quién será la elegida. Will determine who will be chosen.
Oh, they're just going to do a race? Old pig race? What are we at the Door County Fair?
This
Dude, they
is
went
how
back to some really old times.
This is how they choose.
Huh?
Well, I think we already know how this one's playing out, right?
Oh, so that's why she was knitting all the names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alba. Alba Guerrero.
Oh, it was Elba. It wasn't her.
Yeah, it wasn't her.
Wow.
Oh, good thing your pig was sandbagging.
Oh.
God, there's a chance that mother may never see her again.
Oh, she probably will never see her again.
I was trying to be maybe optimistic.
Yeah.
These two are there.
Mr. Dodge that bullet.
Just because we didn't know her.
Oh, not this bullet.
Oh, boy.
Nobody seemed too surprised that he rolled up.
Well, he rolled right in a Hummer, so clearly he got past the gate. So, yeah.
This is going to be a little awkward for these two.
Yeah.
All that guy does is just stand on a balcony.
Well, but he does it looking good.
Better get one of them masks on right quick, Daryl. Now, mind you, the other guy didn't see anything else that went on down.
No,
just saw Daryl.
Daryl.
Oh, take care of the animals, the walkers.
Walkers? You mean los huecos? We call them the hollow ones.
Of course we do.
We use them to patrol the walls. It's how I could help Justine and Roberto to escape.
That you ruined.
You did that too, huh?
And it worked.
Until you came
Until
along.
you came.
Every time our crew shows up,
Be right back.
this whole place is going to burn. It's done.
I'm not gonna lie, if I ever saw like Norman come by, I'd be like, hey, are you Daryl right now, or are you Norman?
Because there's a big difference.
So I don't know if I should run or shake your hand.
Y todas las noches hablaba con Morriña de su pueblo, de un lugar llamado Solaf y de su amiga, la vaquera de Barcelona, Sandra. ¿Por eso sabías que estaba aquí? ¿Ella está bien? Le pedí a mi marido que me dejara acompañarlo, aunque fuera por una vez.
Okay, just feeding her information about her younger sister or daughter.
Has tardado tanto.
Dude, how are you not picking up the vibe right now?
She just said her husband, and then she said a young girl came her, and she said like she's still alive or whatever.
Here you go.
Well, then who was the young girl they were talking about?
Clearly someone that came from this community.
Somebody who
The young girl who came
My
by
neighbors had
her
some down the
told
road
stories
when I
of
grew up.
her. And that's how the other girl knew she was here, because the young girl told her about the cowboy from this community.
You and your friend. Go.
We'll have to see.
Oh, we like that.
Oh my
Thank you.
God, dude.
Perfect.
All right. Just got invited to dinner.
A young girl from this community was chosen in the ofrenda, went to the community she was at, was telling stories. Hey, there's this cowboy girl. That's where I live. She's like, oh my God, I know that girl. I'm going to go to the next ofrenda so I can reconnect.
Yeah, she didn't like seeing Daryl seeing that.
Because now those two want to run away together. So now what we're going to get is a quadruple plus Daryl plus Carol runaway.
Not enough room in the boat for everybody.
Got a 6-person runaway. That's what my Oak tuition's telling me. 6 people going to run away.
But only 2 can survive.
Oh, we still got the Vikings out there. Let's not forget.
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to come during dinner here when everybody's relaxed.
Or Daryl's going to get spotted during dinner. Like, hey, I know that guy.
All right. Conversation I just thought was shit. That's all.
My husband wonders what news you have from the world.
Pretty much sucks everywhere, except London. England sucks the most.
Oh, really?
There's no people left there.
There was this one guy.
But he was with us.
But Justina has told me about you. You, senor, a tracker and a hunter.
Uh-oh.
I welcome your wisdom and insights.
Maybe you should stay.
Your food's fucking delicious.
Some of your traditions are a bit surprising.
Yes, very much.
The old ways are not always the best ways.
Can you pass the pork? El puerco?
Daryl's like, can we not?
Todos queremos mucho a Alba y le deseamos lo mejor. Y sabemos que Dios velará por ella en su camino.
I'm sure that's hitting Carol pretty hard, thinking about if Sophia was still alive.
Uh-oh.
Why surrender your daughters to these people?
But El Alcázar is Spain's hope for the future. And La Ofrenda gives these girls the opportunity to thrive and to be safe. Look at me. I'm the living proof.
Oh, one.
Yeah.
No one else gets to see their daughter.
Can you just imagine how unthinkable this is for any parent?
The problem here is, until we joined the alliance, Solat was under constant siege.
No.
Eye contact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go check on our stuff, all right? Make sure everything's okay. Thank you for dinner.
He's going to hope the guy follows him so he can 86 that guy. Now he's keeping an eye on that guy.
Ven, traduce para mí.
We got a lot of moving parts here.
Yep.
¿A dónde perteneces?
Where do you belong?
Cuando encuentres una manera mejor, nos la cuentas.
Come back to us when you find a better way.
Yeah, I mean, our troop doesn't have the best track record.
Well, we do have a community.
How many communities have we had?
Well, right now, we still have one giant one that's up and running. That's Commonwealth.
Carol done got a lot of moral high ground to stand on right now. She lied to our boy about flying her over to eat.
Yeah.
That's a...
Carol's had her own level of deception. All right, here comes some.
Well,
action
that's to
for Daryl.
survive.
Yep.
So
Right, but
Yeah.
I get what they're saying. Like, you're
You coming in here? You're going to judge us?
judge me? Uh-oh, he needs to take all 3 of these guys out quietly. And then bail ASAP. Before they go talk to
Oh,
El
some
Mayor.
weaponry?
That's...
are we burning the place down right now? Look at this.
Oh.
Remember, for a while there, Daryl had dueling.
Yeah, he was dual wielding knives.
My mother she's very passionate.
He has a point. Who am I to judge?
Carol's just dialing it back for now.
Yep.
Well, in that way, we're all the same, no?
Interesting that he's still trying to prove a point to her.
Yeah.
How else could we have survived?
By the way, he might be right, but there's still some things that are wrong with it.
Well, and it's, it's the question of like, do you constantly fight and lose people every single day to death, or do you do it this way?
Como las fallas. To welcome the new.
By the way, when I'm saying right, not right that they're giving their daughters away,
Right.
just other aspects
Yeah.
of what they've done.
The
Like him.
different.
Sophia's gone.
Hoping
Carl's
to be
gone.
reborn.
I mean, how many of her crew's
Yeah.
kids are gone?
Yeah.
Glenn's gone.
A lot of them ended up on spikes.
Henry's gone. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying.
Ay, España, Españita, España. She is chaotic.
No, they're going in the pit.
Right.
He doesn't even have to just toss them into the. Well, then you're gonna have to explain how they got in there.
We could not figure out what to do with it, and just a moment later, Spain imploded. We turned on each other. Brother against brother.
I love how there's no talking.
No.
We're in the same camp. No talking. Just
a fight when it's loud.
Yet to be our own worst enemy.
That dialogue is really good during this.
My duty is to protect my people from every threat. Do you understand?
Come on!
Even the most persistent one of all. Ourselves.
Oh!
Daryl doesn't take any more bullshit.
He doesn't take chances anymore.
You got to toss the other two over now.
That's who you are, Daryl.
Well. This is going to get interesting.
Every time they show up.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the next season of Daryl and Carol Ruin Another Community,
they just show up.
We came here,
think
change
we know
things, show you what's what. And by the time we leave, this whole place is going to be burnt to the ground.
Let's have some optimism. Maybe they've changed their ways.
There'll be nothing left. You'll all be dead.
Look what happened in France. They had the whole thing there. The nuns, the kids, the Ron. Everything was working. Sure, it wasn't the greatest. What happened by the time they left?
Just a coincidence.
The whole thing.
Every time it's a coincidence.
Burned down. Where else did we show? Alexandria? How'd Alexandria turn out? How'd Hilltop turn out?
Hilltop, the Oceanside community.
Well, if you want to be technical, there are some communities that are still around. They just took a beating.
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I really enjoyed in this episode the conversation that our mayor was having with Carol while Daryl was doing what he was doing. The way they tied in every time, he would have a sentence or something he was saying that was pretty impactful about, whether it's the ones we had to fight were inside us, that sort of thing, the internal struggle, the struggle that Spain had when they were, at one point conquered the world and then, fought from within. And then all he's saying that whole thing while Daryl's doing what he's doing. And it was very poetic, I guess would be the way to say it. But that being said, I'm loving the atmosphere of this. It very much feels like a Western that Daryl and Carol have rolled into here. And it definitely has that vibe. And look, I like what the grandma said because look, sometimes, and this is what we have to remember in the world of Walking Dead, there is not always a solution that is perfect, where everything works out. You're either giving half of your stuff to Negan or you're going to have to fight him. You're either living under the governor and watching the pit fights and everything else that he does, or you're out on your own and you're fighting against him. And I think that's the kind of the math that the mayor did, the people in this community did, that the grandma there did, was like, yeah, look, we give away one of our daughters. Now, we don't know, to be fair, as the viewers, we don't know what happens to him. We don't know if the princess is telling it. I call her the princess. That's what they refer to her as. If queen. She's saying...
Future queen.
Yeah, future queen, if what she's saying is true, do they take the young women of the community and give them a better life than what they have here? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know, but that's what they're telling us. So it's like, okay, you can do that, or you can fight and battle every single day, scrounge for food, scrounge for survival, try to find a way to live and lose countless how many people. You lose how many daughters, how many mothers, how many fathers, how many brothers. You're going to lose them every day. So it's a very interesting kind of twist they put on it that the grandma was able to kind of throw back in Carol's face, because as we've seen, if there's one thing our group does really well, it's God, I can't even think of the word now. Collateral damage. There's always collateral damage with our crew. And you just know that a number of people are going to get taken out. I mean, the number of red shirts is ridiculous at this point. So I like how they're putting us in a situation where, like, these are the options, A and B. There is no C. There is no, well, what if we did this, or what if we could do it this way? No, there is none of that. It's option A or it's option B, and that's what they got. And they seem to be thriving here pretty good, albeit not the best for everybody. And you just hope that you're, you either hope or don't hope, I guess, depending on what happens to the young ladies that go to the other community. What'll happen to you hope that your pig either wins or loses the race. But really interesting. And to your point, Oak, we still haven't seen anything of who these Viking-looking guys were with the headgear and on the horses and everything, what they were up to. I thought they were going to come at the dinner. I thought they were going to show up at the gates and we were going to have some kind of battle. Daryl, Carol try to sneak out, maybe grab the couple of individuals that wanted to leave. But yeah, another fun episode. Like I said, I'll take full credit for completely not understanding the conversation that the princess had and the young woman who kind of does everything.
Cowgirl.
Yeah, the cowgirl, whatever. Because to me, it was just confusing. Look, I didn't get it. The way she talked about seeing the young woman, I'm like, okay, that's their story. That's their story that they had when they came to town. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Her husband said something. So, there's a little girl. There's a little girl back in the community. Is that the cowboy's sister/daughter? Maybe. And then, so I was thrown for a loop on that one. I'll take the heat on that one. That's fine. Sometimes it happens, but I thought it could have been handled a little bit better. I would have liked if they would have established the relationship between the princess and the cowboy earlier. I think that would have helped the conversation, at least for me. Like, look, are they sisters? Are they friends? Are they lovers? What direction are they? Because that's going to affect.
I think those glances across the courtyard were pretty telling.
Yeah, so we'll see. But otherwise, a real fun episode with a ton of chaos yet to come. And Daryl is he's not taking any chances anymore. And we'll see how this all ends up.
Yeah, I think what they did an interesting thing with this episode, and they make you as a viewer, and then they kind of play it out with Carol. They make you look at something that's happening, not just post-apocalyptic, but something that's very culturally different than what you're used to. And you naturally want to judge it and say, like, this isn't right that they're doing this. Coming from a Western culture in the United States, it is very easy for us to say that you shouldn't be giving away people's children, right? Like, hey, we're just going to give away a daughter. And as a parent, it's like, I don't care what the use is for, or the use, or the reason rather is for. That's an incredibly difficult thing. You could say the same thing about, in the U.S. here, the same thing about arranged marriages, where it's like, well, hey, you're going to marry this person. It's like, for us, or
we check them out. They're okay.
Yeah, I mean, for it's like, oh, that sounds pretty messed up. So there are certain things where you don't want to judge other people's cultures. I know I've seen stuff about arranged marriages, and it's like they'll come back and say, like, oh, well, so the over 50% divorce rate in the United States, your system of marriage is working out great. And it's like, right, but if people should still have the ability to choose, and I will absolutely stand by that, choose to get married and choose to divorce, as far as I'm concerned, is better than somebody else makes a choice for you. But so you're put in this situation where it's like, okay, it's cultural, but at the same time, it's bartering, which makes it feel like obviously even worse, because it's not like anybody has a say in it. And we see the mother of the mayor, give her pretty solid speech, like, hey, this is what we do to make it work here. And it makes it that much more difficult of a conversation to have, because you are in a post-apocalyptic world where it's like, you look at this community and we don't know what's going on. And so we have Roberto say, they're terrible there, they're terrible there. And while we don't have a full scope of everything happening there, in his mind, the fact that they're going to potentially take away the person he loves, that is terrible. But we're looking here, Mason Quinn, of course, like, hey, where's the meat coming from? Okay, it's animals.
Yeah.
And obviously we've seen this community at a very, very surface level, very superficial way. But looks better than a lot of the communities we've seen.
Yep.
So if the terrible thing that they're doing, and of course this is all, everything is relative to the world that they're living in, right? But that's the one terrible thing they do is once a year. I don't know how often this happens. I thought they said once a year.
Once a year they show up to the community.
Yeah, they do the ofrenda once a year. Comparatively to other communities we've seen in this
Where
world,
people die every day.
it's not the worst thing. I'm not saying that it's right that they do it, but I'm saying they make it work. So there's going to be a million moral dilemmas you have in this. Every single day you'd face a moral dilemma.
Well, and that's
in
the
a
thing,
post-apocalyptic world. I mean, even something as little as, and of course I've hypothesized, I hope that we never get to a world like this, but something as simple as if I was there with my fiance and my son and I knew we had X amount of food, X amount of water, X amount of medicine, and you saw another family who needed help. It's like, if I'm giving away them my food, my water, my medicine, that's less I have for my family. So you're put in an incredibly difficult moral situation where you have to question, should I do what's right? And do I live whatever remaining time I have in this world as a person who stuck by, I'm going to live my life doing things that are right? Or do you do what's right to protect your family? And you can go one further on that.
Well, that's what they showed, right? There is no in
There
between.
is no-
it's either
there's-
this or
there
it's
is
that.
no
There's
this.
no worming and squirming and trying to make things a
No,
little bit
and
different.
it's
Can we keep the girls but still have the protection?
It's a
It's one
it's
or
a
the other.
terrible world. Something is even. I mean, I can take that one step further, and flip it around. What if I was with my fiance and my son, and I saw another family, and they had food, and my son and my fiance are this far away from starving to death, and they don't have a defense, and I have a firearm, and I can take their food, and now my family.
Well, like Daryl was going to do at the waterfall.
Right. So it's
a little bit.
It's just a little bit. So I guess what I'm trying to do, when you look at this episode, yes, you want to look, it's not right that they're giving people away. It should be their choice. But also in this world, you really just have to do what you have to do to get by. That all being said, it's you watch it, and I know we joke about it, but it's like, okay, here we go. By the time they leave, the whole community is gonna be burnt to the ground. The walkers that are outside are gonna somehow get in. Something's gonna go wrong. This once flourishing community everything's gonna go to shit, and it's like, oh, what a wreck. They gave us some good stories. Roberto and I forget the other young woman's name from the beginning, but you had your young couple who was off and trying to run away out into a world that they really don't know anything about, and that's another interesting thing.
Remind me of Dwight and Sherry.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like a mirror.
Well, it's like when those two leave, like what if you two days later you run into the Vikings and God knows what they do, they skin you alive and
whatever, yeah,
and your dinner, or worse for her, like. Okay, well, we got away, but now's the situation. And it's like, and so you look at like people who haven't experienced how bad the outside world is, like,
and we've seen that on this show before, right?
We've seen
folks
it
who have been confined to before the apocalypse. They never know about the outside world.
Some of those kids that we've seen previously too, they just don't know.
They don't know how bad it is, and so they create a very interesting story there. The love story between our cowboy and our princess. I'll just say that cowgirl.
Paz.
Yeah, and the princess, that was interesting. They were giving each other some glances. In your defense, I think the glances in the beginning could have been like, hey, it's a long lost friend or a sister or a cousin or something like that. So because
she looked really young to me when she got out of the wagon initially.
Yeah,
she looked very short and young.
Well, and when she first got out, I was like, okay, is she another person from the ofrenda? Is she the wife of whatever now? So that was interesting. Then when they were in the back alley and they were telling the stories, then it became clear, okay. Clearish. They knew each other from either the previous world or just from a previous settlement, and they got split up, and one was living there, one was living here. A girl got taken here from the ofrenda, went where the princess is, was telling her about the cowboy. She's like, oh my God, she's in this community. There's a friend of theirs coming up. I'm going to ask my husband if I can go. Now we're reunited. And now we're in a situation where how many people are going to try to escape this? Because we have our 2 young people that were in the beginning that you've got another year, but are we still going to try to escape? And now we have our cowgirl Paz and the princess, and we have Daryl and Carol who all need to, Daryl and Carol don't really need to escape, although they might after people notice, hey, we got a few extra in the bin and they aren't chained up and they're in uniform. You'd think they would know that, so they're going to know something happened to those guys. But overall, this was a good show. And I like the way they went with the story. Again, it feels there's
beautiful scenery.
The scenery is incredible. Drastically different from France, drastically different from anywhere. I've only been in Spain once, and the majority of the time I get to check out Old World, but I was in like the old downtown parts of Madrid one year, and it was, oh God, it was incredible. Like the cobblestone or the paved stone streets, having dinner outside buildings that looked like these. It was pretty incredible, but it's definitely beautiful scenery. It feels like a new story, but it does, we joke about it, but again, it feels sometimes like, okay, it's just they just put a Spanish spin on stuff we've seen before. And that's why I look, it's the El Sanctuary, and it's El Negan, it's the El Governor, because it's like, okay, you're kind of just telling a slightly altered story to what we've seen before. But I'm enjoying it, and I will say that. So for if I have some nits and picks, whatever, but overall I'm enjoying it, and I think it was a good episode.
Yeah, I did like the story that we were pushing in this one for Daryl and Carol. Now, I don't agree with the traditions like Carol in here. But as the old lady was trying to say, this is what's worked for us. When you know a better one, let it come back. Mm-hmm. So I get that some folks definitely, they may not agree with it either, but they're surviving. Mm-hmm. It's just tragic that you hear that no one, that these parents don't ever get to see their daughters again. And that guy was like, dude, what, he's screaming out 5? It's been 5 years.
Hasn't seen her
like
in
that.
5 years.
Still haven't seen him. And
we saw what
the
they
mom
did
break
to him.
down. Yeah, we saw what they did to him once he got defiant. I don't think he's alive, but maybe he is. Who knows? It didn't look well. Either way. The 2 young lovers here, I was wondering where that was going to lead to at first, because when Carol was sitting there watching, it was like, okay, they're probably going to die here, but they didn't. Daryl came in and saved the day, and I thought that was going to be the open door for like, all right, hey, just give me some food, whatever. But then we got to this. But this community, now traditions aside, the community here seems to be really thriving. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're really, at least in this episode, really hurting for food.
I mean, look what Dad was grilling up like it was no big deal.
Yeah.
I got some beef here.
Yeah, you want some?
Got some vegetables. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah, so it's actually unique to finally see, another community that's actually, we'll just say, thriving for now.
Yep.
The stories that are starting to unwind here a little bit are, to me, it's just, I feel like they're all red shirts. But maybe this will be where some folks actually survive. Now, yes, we had Ash and Laurent, right? Mm-hmm. They're last we saw they were alive. I'm just going to assume they're alive. The relationship between the mayor and his niece, I believe it was, it seems like he isn't evil per se. He is literally just trying to make sure everyone lives a decent life. Again, at least in this episode. Yep. So the way that they're portraying everything so far, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest plays out. Daryl, he just wants to get back to America at this point. It's kind of like no fuck around, but clearly we're going to have to do some fuck around because there's a couple more episodes left.
It's like he's got an annoying side quest he has to do before he can get on to the main mission.
Well, I mean, in a way, I kind of relate, right? Because season 1, I'm taking off, Laurent. Oh, well, I see all these C200 walkers ready to get you. Yep. Shit.
Well,
now I got to go back. That drove season 2. Season 2, Carol was supposed to be in the plane, and Daryl was supposed to figure out a way to get back home. Oh no, Carol decided to bail on the plane, stick with Daryl, and now here we open up with the boat didn't get him anywhere, and all they're trying to do is get back to America. And I will say too, for the mayor, actually kind of, I thought it was going to be some kind of like opportunity for him to, when he was asking Daryl, like, "Hey, you tracker, you hunt." I could learn some things.
Yeah, I could use a man.
I was
like
wondering
you.
if he was being condescending for a second there, but he was actually genuinely curious about it. So, hey, bring on episode 3. Let's see where they're going to take us, because this so far isn't too bad for the first 2 episodes.
And look, I mean, if we're being overly cynical, folks, it's only because of what The Walking Dead has done to us. How our lack of trust for new communities.
Yep, lack of trust. For
it's
new
just
communities.
Guys, it's been quite literally 15 years
of this.
Think about that. What show has even been on the air for 15 years?
Well, soap operas are still going.
Yeah, soap operas. Pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. My mom used to
football.
My mom used to watch Days of Our Lives, and there were characters on Days of Our Lives that were causing collateral damage for 2 decades.
Yes, I mean, immediately I'm skeptical of the community, but like I said, they seem to have things figured out. Haven't seen any walkers anywhere that are posing a threat. Nobody's getting ripped apart. So, hey, they seem to be doing something okay. So we'll find out what happens next. For Diamond Dave Damone, that's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. This was Bad Medicine. That was Daryl Dixon. See you back here for the next one.